This is a clip from the Red Cow Arcade podcast.
Do you want to talk about Encanto, a movie we both saw recently?
Yeah. It showed up on Disney Plus. I watched it because I had a pile of dishes to do, my dishes, and you guys were talking about it, so I was like, I'll just put it on. I don't know. It's fine.
Yeah, you didn't love it. We watched it as a family. Do you like musical theater in general?
I do. I mean, I was in productions of Fiddler on the Roof, and well, that's the thing is like, I thought the music was the strongest part,
Yeah.
and part of the thing is, if there wasn't music, I probably would have hated the movie.
Yeah, well, it's. I think Trey Parker had a saying about like a good musical lives and dies by its music. Obviously, it's where you couldn't remove the music and have it be good. The music tells the majority of the story. And it does seem like putting Lin-Manuel in charge of that, and I heard they got him really early, so he got to kind of like. I think originally they were going to call the Bruno character Oscar, and he's like, could you make it Bruno? Because then I could do this thing with, or I think he had a hand in naming the main character Mirabelle, because it rhymes with miracle, and the magical rhymes with magical, and so he got to really kind of shape it.
Yeah, all that stuff totally works.
Yeah. And I think a lot of the themes work pretty well. I like that we're not fighting some evil. We're not fighting it's a monster. It's just kind of a family figuring things out, which makes it a good musical. I think it's their business model at this point, Disney, where they're like, we're going to make a really cool animated spectacle, and then it's going to be kind of designed to be adapted to Broadway. Because this would adapt very well to Broadway.
Oh, absolutely. It's almost like... It's almost like what's that movie with The Hateful Eight of Tarantino, whereas it feels like a play.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do I feel about it? One, I'm kind of sick of the whole Disney aesthetic of 3D Disney, where it's just like everybody, it's like looks like what Alfredo from Ratatouille. Right. It's just I don't know. I'm sick of it. I wish they would do something else. I wish they would come up with some other thing, because there's something uncanny about the whole experience for me. But I did feel like there was some thinness with the story, and I'm not talking about being like low stakes or being small. I'm talking about there was something that didn't quite click or make sense about it, like. I didn't really understand why people were mad at the grandma. I don't understand why. I don't know. It felt a little manufactured, too manufactured to me.
Yeah, I share a little bit of that, where I thought that I didn't think she acted so outrageous that the whole story hinged on this idea that she had too many expectations or something. And it was like I don't know if I saw enough of that, or like the strong sister was under all this pressure. I'm not sure I saw so much of that it resonated.
I like that song, but yeah,
the song's really cool. But yeah, so I think I think you're right. But I think like you have to find all of that story in the music, and it actually is in the music. So again, like the music props the whole thing up. And everything else is very, very subtle.
Yeah, and I mean, I liked it. I thought it was very imaginative. But I feel like, again, my thing is I feel like they should have not had their powers at the end. The whole thing should be about, so she hadn't asked for this miracle, and it got her out of this crisis, and it built this family, and then the powers start to wane, and then they figure out that now that they have this strong family, they don't need it anymore. And that's the real magic. That's the real miracle, is when you have that foundation. Yeah. So when it all just like comes back, I'm like, okay, this is a bunch of horse shit for children.
I think that could have worked. My take is that it's a story about everybody is given their role, or everybody has a role to play. in their family. And the powers are kind of a metaphor for those roles. And her powerlessness is actually her role, she finds out. So that's her journey. They don't have the same journey. They have journeys related to their own powers, though, like perfectionism and strength and, whatever. But I was watching some behind the scenes stuff, and one of the voice actresses was like, I just love how it's a story about, like, you don't have to be any one thing. And I was like, no, I don't think that's what the movie said. Like, you don't have to. I was like, no, I think the movie is actually saying you have a role to play. And, like, you have a little bit of say in that, of course, but you also, like, you have a role to, you have a destiny. And so I kind of like that there's a family is a puzzle, and everybody, there's a piece, everybody is a piece to it. I'm a sucker for family stuff. I like a story about, like, hey, love your family. It's a good thing to love your family. And I actually, in a way, kind of like that. At no point did they, even though there's this huge metaphor for, like, this family is disastrous because the house is cracking apart, they never really got that mad at each other. It
didn't really even seem like there was that many problems besides the house, like, suddenly cracking, and because there's a perception that maybe things are bad. Except Bruno seems to have gotten the raw end of the deal in life.
That was definitely my biggest criticism. I was like, well, how am I supposed to feel about a grandma who would ever be like, yeah, I'm cool with my son being banished? Although again, if you look for it in the movie, you can, but, like, her apology at the end was like, I'm sorry, I was just trying to keep us all together. Like, that's not gonna fly. You just let this guy be banished. Lin-Manuel had a lot of cool insights about it. Like, he was saying, my favorite song in the movie is "We Don't Talk About Bruno."
Yeah,
and because it's just very musical theater. And he was like, the conceit of the song is every family's got this, or especially these kind of, like, big, flamboyant families, or, like, we don't talk about him. He's the only thing we talk about.
Yeah.
We're actually, and it's very subtly in the music where they're like, we don't talk about Bruno, but, and did you know, this is a cute thing, it's been going around, when they all sing their part of the song simultaneously, when there's that kind of giant harmony when they're setting the table, in musical theater, that's called a madrigal.
Oh, interesting.
The term for that musical concept is a madrigal, which is really cool.
That's very, very interesting.
And what else? Yeah. I love the song where the scene before Mirabelle saw this vision with Bruno where they thought they saw, like, I have to hug Isabella, my sister, who's perfect in every way. And so she has to, like, go contrive a hug with Isabella. And Isabella starts singing about her own kind of growth. And Mirabelle's just kind of trying to interject in the song for this hug, just to kind of make the hug happen. And she believes the hug will fix everything. And I just love the way it factors into the song, where she's like, bring it in, bring it in, bring it in.
Oh, yeah.
And she, you can hear it kind of subtly. She goes, bring it in, bring it in. Good talk. Bring it in, bring it in. Good talk. Just trying to turn it into a hug.
Just like, but ignoring the real thing that might actually solve it.
So it's not perfect, but it's. I think it's highly intelligent, and the music is just top notch.
Yeah, the music is great, and it doesn't quite work for me, but
yeah,
whatever. It's not. Yeah. I'm not the target audience. I'm just a middle-aged asshole doing dishes.
Subscribe to Red Cow Entertainment on Patreon for full episodes every other week.